What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to day 14 of OnShape. What we're looking at specifically is how to specifically make a spring using the Helix command. On top of that, when we start opening up that Helix command, I'm going to go a little bit in depth on some of those features. So first thing, we're going to click on New Part Studio, and we're going to start right here. So click on Sketch, click on this front plane right here, right click and hit View Normal 2. I'm just going to do a simple circle. Now this is going to be the overall, median diameter of my spring. So I want this to be 2 inches. So I'm going to hit D on the keyboard for dimension and then hit 2. This looks okay. And now I'm going to do is Shift E for extrude. We're going to extrude this on out to be about 5 inches. So I got a 2-inch diameter and then a 5-inch length on that spring. Now to do some new things we haven't done yet is this Helix command. So I'm going to click on Helix, and then I'm going to click on what face I want that Helix to wrap around. And that's going to be this cylinder right here. Now, there's a couple of things to talk about is the directionality of those that Helix. So if you're doing threads for a bolt, for example, you want a clockwise orientation. Revolutions, so if we click on turns, you see there's turns, pitch, and a couple of the different options here. And what I'm going to do is talk about is turns for today and then pitches for later. So we're going to stay with turns, and then for revolutions, let's just do 15. So that means in this span of 5 inches, it's going to wrap around 15 times. And then I'm going to click check mark, and then we are good on the beginnings of our spring. However, I don't need that cylinder anymore, so I'm going to go down to this part down here, and I'll make it invisible. What I really needed was just something that allows me to wrap that Helix around. Once it's done, it's gone. I don't need it anymore. So now let's click on Sketch, and on this top plane. Now the reason I'm doing this top plane is because the very end of my Helix ends on that top plane, as we can see right here. So you want to pick whatever plane the end of your Helix ends on or begins on. You want to click that as the plane that you want to work on. And then we're going to go ahead and hit right click, View Normal to Sketch Plane. And then we're going to zoom into the very end of our Helix. Hitting C for circle. We're going to draw a circle on the very end of that so we can see a little bit. We're going to do some sweeping here. Now, what I'm going to do now is, what is the size of that spring? What do we want it to be? And I think 0.1 inch thickness will be okay. Alrighty. So now we've got the thickness of our spring. We've got this where the path is going to go. So now let's click on sweep. Let's click on our profile right here. Click on sweep path, and then click on the path it's going to take. It'll take a little bit of a time for it to think, but overall, we're able to figure out how to make a spring. To make that clean up a little bit more, we can see our spring right here. Now there's a couple things you can do. You could change the thickness, the number of revolutions, by just double clicking in Helix. So instead of going 15 times, what if I want it to go 25 turns? And then I click change on that. It'll take a second to think and update, but then it'll automatically change it there for me. All right, guys, if you have any questions, comments, concerns on how to make a spring using the Helix command, feel free to throw them down in the comment section. If these videos are helpful, please like and subscribe. That way I just know somebody out there, something is getting something worthy. And then stick on tight for tomorrow's video, which will be pretty much using this Helix command in a little more in-depth way. Alrighty, guys, I will catch you later, and good luck. I'll see you in the next video.